Hey everybody, popping in here real quick with a brief reading, okay? I really wanted to get some more specific guidance on what we can release and how we can create more space at this time with this eclipse, with the support of the eclipse. So I was like, you know what, I want to get more specific with it. Let's dive in a little deeper. So really that was the intention that I set forth, was just like, how can we create more space? What can we release? And pulled 3 cards. Okay, so beyond that, no specific questioning, and I am super stoked for what came out. It's so cool. I love this stuff. This is great. All right, card number 1. Okay, we're coming in hot with a King of Swords. And I especially love this, given that in yesterday's reading we had a page and a queen and a knight coming out, and here we start with the King of Swords, okay? This is mature masculine energy. Swords are thoughts, ideas, stories, words, inner and outer voice, all right? The King of Swords is the master planner. He is the organizing principle, okay? And the question that came through to then ask ourselves is, or ask yourself is like, what do you need to part with? What do you need to part with? Sit with that at this eclipse. What do you need to part with? Relationships, projects, thoughts, beliefs, ideas, perhaps career change, certain jobs, roles. What do we need to part with? All right, and this is really, really about getting honest with ourselves about where we are and how we feel. All right, this is knowing the deeper truth, and this is parting ways. Okay, what are you parting ways with at this time? Okay, coming in hot. All right, and we've got a second card. All right, so what else is supporting that? What else is supporting that? None other than the Queen of Pentacles. Amazing. I love it. She showed up in our reading yesterday too. So what is she here to tell us? All right, this is the mature feminine energy. All right, love that. We had mature masculine energy, and we've got mature feminine energy coming into play here. All right, and this is all about the physical world. All right, she's manifesting through her fingertips. Okay, so to me, we've got a beautiful pairing of balance. Okay, we've got the masculine and feminine coming in to balance each other out, and we've got like the physicality, this physical world balancing out those thoughts, that planning, that logic. All right, this also suggests to me that acting on that in a tangible, physical way, parting ways, is in fact going to bring about that manifestation of more room and more space in your life, more room and more space in your physical body. All right, clearing it out, relaxing, more room to breathe in your in your body, in your nervous system. Okay, so we've got a dynamic duo here supporting what to part ways with, and taking action on that, and that bringing you into more balance. All right, bringing in more balance into your life, into your world. Okay, definitely definitely a confirmation there. And then, speaking of confirmation, our third card, I'm telling y'all, it doesn't get any better than this. We've got an 8 of Cups. We've got an 8 of Cups, the card of departure. When I saw this, I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. All right, this is the card of departure. Talk about confirmation, all right? 8s are ease, flow, and results appearing, okay? And then cups are feelings, dreams, imagination, the appreciation of love, art, and beauty, okay? So to me, again, this is confirmation that you will in fact see the results of parting ways, of letting go of this thing, of leaving this behind. Okay, this is directly creating space for your dreams and what you would rather focus on, what you would rather tend to. This departure is going to create that space in your life, as supported by our Queen of Pentacles, right? You've got that plan, we know. It's amazing. I'm just saying, what a trifecta for letting go and releasing, and creating more space. And also, furthermore, with this card, okay, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna read the poem here. Take your leave, the timing's right. Your moments come, embrace the night. The Eight of Cups appears during rare moments when you are ready to give up what you have in order to gain what you need. Okay, the Eight of Cups appears during rare moments when you are ready to give up what you have in order to gain what you need. All right, and these empty cups reflect what you are leaving behind. Okay, love that. Like, for our eclipse, are you kidding me right now? I'm just saying. All right. Okay. Let's see. And the secret to this card is that nothing is actually left behind. All right. So these cups are representing what the perception of what you're leaving behind, what it is you are actually walking away from. But the secret is that nothing's actually being left behind, and that life is moving with you. So this fear and this attachment that we have to what we're holding on to and not wanting to let go of, and this fear of loss, like, yes, we're leaving that. That is absolutely a change. We are losing that element, but what we are gaining in that, like, we're actually not losing out. We're not missing out, so to speak. Okay, this journey is about inner knowledge and wisdom. Okay, this journey is about inner knowledge and wisdom, the ability to walk away from all attachments, good, bad, and in between. Okay, and this will reveal growth and bravery. All right, the ability to walk away that reveals growth and bravery. Okay, we don't always have to necessarily wait for things to get absolutely terrible before we walk away from it, before we take action on that. I think it's very, very human to do. It makes it so much easier, than acting on those, that intuition we have, or just that inner knowing that it's not right. It's often easier to leave when something has completely blown up, and it's like it gives us permission. And we can wait for that, but we don't have to. And then the encouragement here is even walking away, even when it's hard, even when, there is a grief, no matter what, even in positive change, right? Even in positive transition, it is a grief process. Okay, but not letting that fear of feeling that hold you back. Okay, and some additional messages on this are departure on a grand scale on your own terms. Okay, whatever that means for you. To me, that sounds very job and career related for whoever that lands for. Time to say goodbye and taking the high road. And sometimes it's about whatever various entanglements there may be. It's like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm moving on. I'm moving forward. Taking the high road, as it were. And I just have to say, I was in the shower before coming out here to do this, and the song that came in was The Gambler by Kenny Rogers, and just the chorus of, like, you gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. And that's the thing, right? Like, right now we gotta know when to walk away. All right. And maybe for some of you we're running, but I don't want to incite fear or urgency here. But no rush. But don't delay. Okay. Don't rush, but don't delay. I had basketball coach that would say, "Be quick, but not in a hurry." And so it's really about how you're carrying your energy through that moment, knowing what you need to do, listening to that, adjusting to that, acting on that, right? It's not a just, okay, gotta go. Like, that's not what we're saying here. Okay. And in even the part where it says, you never count your money when you're sitting at the table. And what kind of came through for me with those lyrics in relationship to this is this idea of, like, don't do too much assessing while you're in it. Right? Because a lot of times it's easy for, like, certain narratives to, like, stay and keep us there. Like, don't take the assessment while you're in the situation. And that doesn't mean to, like, not be mindful or not be conscious about, what you're doing. It doesn't mean, to turn a blind eye or to not be, like, to understand your position or where you are. So pay attention to that, but don't let that be an excuse to keep you where you are. You know, sometimes you need to depart and sort the rest out later. And like, and I think there's for some of you, I think that is really what's happening here, right? And because we can get overwhelmed and bogged down with like trying to figure out every little detail about a thing, and we're doing that. We want to feel safe, we want to feel secure as we make a transition. And again, I don't suggest doing it blindly, and I also don't just suggest being stopped by the fear or being stopped because you don't have it all figured out. Okay, this is, and you're gonna, I trust that you're gonna know that it's gonna resonate with you, and it's like whoever's like needing that confirmation of like, do I or don't I? Is it time to stay, or is it do I go? I've been thinking it's time to leave, and then you know, you come across this and like, okay, how is this speaking to you? Like, what's that like, oof, that landed, right? Like, what's that hard truth that you're like, yep, okay, cool. So now you know, and now you can figure out how you're going to move forward with that. Okay, and I do, it kind of was in my awareness to bring this in, and I think a lot of times it can be hard for us to act on things when we, even when we know like it's in our best interest or like what we want to do, and yet if we had someone else that we were, you know, kind of beholden to, or that we know it would benefit, like that, sometimes then we would be more willing to act on it. You know, because sometimes we almost feel like we have the illusion of choice, and really it's like we know what we have to do, and if we almost treat that like, hey, I don't have a choice here, like this is what I know is true, this is what I know I have to do, this is in my best interest, that's enough. Like, there is no choice. Let me remove that. Like, this is what I need to do. And if that's hard, you know, for those of you who that's hard for, but you would do it for like your kids, or you would do it for your sister, your brother, your mom, or your dad, or whoever else, like your best friend, you know, and if it's like if they needed it, or for your pet, you know, your furry little fur baby, if you would do it for them, you know, and you have a hard time doing it for yourself, like that's the energy we want to bring with this. Because the other way to look at this here is that, like, you know, if you knew that what you were going to be walking away from, what you're going to be departing, would directly or indirectly benefit them, be the best thing for your child, you know, for your family member, for your bestie, you know, whoever else, you know, like whatever that is, whoever that person or who like or animal or whatever is for you, if you knew that it would benefit them and it would be better for them, would you be acting on it? You might be. That really probably, for some of you, that absolutely would push you over into like taking action on it, right? And the reality is, it is true, because it's better for you. It is going to be better for those closest to you, for those who rely on you. You know, don't. I know everyone's situation is different. Okay, certainly not suggesting to put anyone in harm's way, and don't use those who rely on you as the excuse to not do what you know you need to do. Do not use them as the excuse to not act in the thing that is truly best for yourself, okay? And this is not like a selfish oriented thing. This is a like health and wellness and like nervous system and an alignment for your life, right? And knowing that that movement is going to be better for you and for everyone involved. Okay, so again, I know that can be really delicate, and I think that like the message coming through here is like it's maybe a difficult truth to sit with, and let's move forward. Okay, so not subtle stuff, y'all. Here we are at this eclipse. Let's do it. What are you parting from? Okay, can't wait to hear. Please share if you want to. All right. Anyhow, see you in the next one.